Hello YouTube, this is AlphaPenguinSoldier, and today I have a 3.5 access FireFist. 3.5 because I'm running 3s and 4s and I got a couple extra cards, but we'll get into that. I did cut down some of like the FireFist monsters that I used to run because it's Link format now, it's not Master Rule 3. But if it was Master Rule 3, I would definitely run a lot of good stuff. But anyway, we're going to get into it. We're in Master Rule 4. We'll just go right into it. You get 3 Spirit. All he really does is retrieve some of your other level 3 Firefists that you run. One of them being Leopard. Leopard, you basically tribute, and then you set a Fire Formation card. Usually you'll tribute him, get like Tensu, activate Tensu, summon him, get him back, and then Synchro or Link play or whatever you really want to do. And the other level 3 that I play, I run 2 Rooster. I know a lot of people will play like 3 Rooster, but I cut a couple cards down, and 2 Roosters honestly worked fine for me. I'll get into the other card later. So that's it for the level 3 Firefist monsters. I run 2 Gorilla and 2 Bear. When Bear inflicts battle damage, you can set when he destroys a monster and specifically sends it to the graveyard. You can set a Firefist spell or trap, I think. Yeah, Firefist spell. Same with him. And then if you I believe it's like you send a Fire Formation. Yeah. You can pop a spell or pop a monster. They're really close. They're basically the same monster, just a little different. And then I also run 2 Dragon. I know some people, when I was testing the deck, they're like, why do you run Dragon? What does he do? When you activate a Fire Formation, you can set a Fire Formation trap directly from your deck. I run a couple of the traps. I personally like them. They can really make some of your monsters really big. And then once per turn, you can send 2 Fire Formation cards from your base up Firefist to your graveyard, and then special summon a monster from your graveyard. Target 1 Firefist monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It like brings back some of your monsters for some of the Link plays, since it's a little more Link oriented in this build. I run 2 Coach Soldier Wolfbark. I know in the past people have run 3, but I really like 2. What he does is he'll get a level 4 Beast Warrior from your graveyard, special summon it, but the effects are negated, but that doesn't really matter because Link format. And then the reason I, moved a couple cards around, first of all, I play the Dragon, and then also I cut that down a little. I run 3 Trolling Trolls. This card is so good. As soon as I read it, after I opened my first couple packs of Flames, I was like, oh, this is going to go straight into Firefist. So what he does, if he's normal or specialed, you can target a Beast Warrior in your graveyard, and then this card will become that attribute in level. So first of all, it's a tuner. It'll become a fire level, either level 3 or level 4, so that's really good. And then during your main phase, you can special summon 1 Beast Warrior at the same level and attribute from your hand. So say you target a bear in your graveyard, you can special summon the Wolfbark or, something else. There's a lot of text on this, and it's pretty automated on YGO, so I'm reading off the card a little bit, and that's okay. And then you can only use each effect of 3 Trolling Trolls once per turn, and then you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate it, except for Beast Warriors. For the most part, I think you mostly go into the Synchros, since there's not... Oh no, you can go into Link plays. I run 1 card that's a Beast Warrior Link, but it's pretty necessary just at 1. I don't run any hand traps because this is kind of a bit more of a for fun deck, but that's okay. That's my monster lineup. I think it's 17 cards or something. It's not too much. They all flow together. They're really nice. And then for the spells, I run 2 Gyoku. You activate it and you target 1 set spell or trap, and then your opponent can't activate this until that's gone, and all the Fire Formations give 100 boost to your Beast Warriors. Next, I run 3 Tenki. Tenki just searches out a monster to hand. It's a hard once per turn. It's pretty good. 2 Tensu. I know people run 3, but I only ever use or resolve 2 Tensu. Games don't last that long for 3. I know you want to see it, but you can search. There's good ways to search it out. Let's see the other. Let's go over just the fire formation stuff. Fire formation traps. I run 1 Tensu and 1 Tenkin. This one, you target a beast warrior, and then during this phase, its effects are negated, but it's unaffected by card effects other than this one. It gives it 300 boost, so it basically makes one of your beast warriors just immune to everything. Say they want to like torrential or something, it just doesn't matter. This one just gives a 700 boost, and then like the other trap, it gives an extra 300, so you can essentially boost a card up 1,000, and it's like, oh, a lot of link monsters can't get over that, or just monsters in general, because you can get some of these cards pretty big if you have, especially if you have 2 of these and then like another one, it's at least 600-700 boost, and then another 700. But I really like that. I run 1 Rekindling because you can special summon from your graveyard as many fire monsters with 200 defense, banish them during the end phase. It's not hard. Let me see what I got. I think it's only really a couple of cards, but that's okay. Yeah, it's just these 5. I'm sure if I ran other cards, it would be a lot better, but you can still at least get like 2 or 3 cards out of it, usually. I actually don't end up usually drawing into it. If it was at a higher number, it'd be a lot better. I still run it. You could definitely run Soul Charge instead of that. That's fine too. I run 1 Monster Reborn, and I run 2 Scapegoats for Link Fodder. I've run into the instances where I'll go first and then you activate it. It's a good card. It's at 2. That's just how it is. And then last spell is Hornet Drones. It's just like free materials, more stuff to go into Link, more token generation. You could run Alistair and just do some wonky stuff with that, or just go into higher links. But so there's that, and then we'll finish up with the rest of the traps. I wanted to keep all the fire formation stuff together. Traps, I run 2 Torrential, 2 Bottomless, 1 Solemn and 1 Strike, and then I run 1 of each Mirror Force. I had to play around with some numbers because originally I didn't run the Sky Striker drones, or I didn't run the what's it called, the Scapegoat. So I actually had these upped. It's really funny because people don't really expect these, especially if you go first. You set a couple cards, so like a FireFist, they probably just set whatever. But it's really funny because there's been a couple games where it's like, oh, I flip regular Mirror Force, and they're like, are you kidding me? It's pretty funny. It's kind of trolly, but these are just kind of for fun. I personally like Mirror Forces. But yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Should be a 40 card deck. And now we will get into the extra deck. So I only run 3 XZs. You got your Tiger King, your Exciton, and then I still run Shark. Just because people kind of forget about it and like forget what it does. So it's like, oh, let me summon this detach and then steal your card. It's pretty funny. Fire King, self-explanatory. Exciton, self-explanatory. And then we run 4 Synchros, Vulcan, 2 Horse Prince, and then Kieran. Originally, before 3 Trolling Trolls, I didn't really run Kieran because you needed Buffalo, I think it was, or you needed a FireFist card that was a tuner. I didn't like it in the build. With 3 Trolling Trolls, it becomes a Fire Tuner, and you need that specifically, and then FireFist monsters. When it's Synchro Summoned, like a lot of things when it comes out, like some of the other extra deck FireFist monsters, you set one Fire Formation Spell or Trap directly from your deck, and then what I like about him is all monsters your opponent controls loses 100 attack for each face-up spell or trap card. So say you get like the trap that'll boost 700 and then the extra 300, and then you have like 3 or 4 cards that'll lose 400, and this goes up a good 1,000, so it easily becomes the strongest thing on the field. These usually get out your rooster because when you synchro summon, you special summon 1 level 3 fire monster from your deck. After this card is summoned, you cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters for the rest of the turn, but that doesn't really matter in my opinion because you have all your link cards now. Vulcan the Divine, I've always run him whenever I played this deck. I don't go into him a whole lot, but occasions come up where you do want to go into him. And then these are here just because, like I said, they're pretty self-explanatory. And then link cards. I have 1 Link Spider, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Kaguri. These are mostly for like, the low level, like the Scapegoat tokens, and then you can do the Sky Striker, the Hornet Drones, special summon, bring back the Hornet Drones, get another token, I believe. Let me double check this. I don't want to give you false information. They are level 1 tokens, so if you want to get those out, actually you probably have to do something else, but that's okay. But I usually use these for like the Scapegoat tokens. And then we have a Nightmare Cerberus. You already know what he does. I don't run the Phoenix just because you have other ways to pop spells and all that good stuff. You have Firefighting Darumadal. He is your Beast Warrior, so if you use 3 controls and you want to link play, he gains 100 attack for each Beast Warrior or Winged Beast on the field. And then once per turn, you can target 1 spell or trap on each side of the field, destroy them, and then when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, I believe, is it add 1 back to the hand? Yeah, you can target one of your Beast Warriors that is banished or in the graveyard, which is really nice, and add it back to your hand, so it recycles some of your cards, and it's not hard to get them pretty beefed up. And then if you want to pop cards, and then you have Gorilla to pop cards, so that's why I don't run the Phoenix. I run Unicorn because Unicorn is a good card, and then Link 4s, you have your Borlo Dragon, and then your Firewall. They're Link 4s, they're really good cards. I would run probably Boral Sword, but I don't own one, so Borlo it is. Anyway, guys, stay casual. This is AlphaPenguinSoldier, signing out.